Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the 2-minute drill on this Monday. Brent, Jeremy Pruitt didn't really answer the question about who the quarterback might be, which is not surprising. I mean, like he wanted to be this bell of secrecy last week. So I'm sure he's going to do the same this week. And then, when asked about, when I asked him about, any potential positive tests or anything, it basically said they're still waiting on more results to come in. So clearly feels like his team made progress on both sides of the ball, but feels like there's still a lot of room, to improve.
Well, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that he talked about just eliminating the catastrophic plays. And obviously the interception, as he referenced in multiple times. And finally, the last time he just said, look, you can't throw that ball. You got to throw it away there. Just a poor decision by the quarterback. And, it wasn't as much about, JG gives them the best chance to win. It was more about, yeah, he managed the run game well, but he can't make that kind of catastrophic mistake. So he wasn't, I didn't think he was as all in maybe for Garantano as he was immediately after the game against Auburn. So we'll see what happens there. Interesting that they did not practice on Sunday, Austin, because of the COVID concerns. You said some teams that had traveled and had more issues. So out of precaution, they decided not to practice yesterday in case somebody did come back with a positive test. They would not take a chance on more contact tracing. And he said he didn't have all the results back. And we know some of the labs have been slowed down because of more testing. But interesting that Tennessee, as of 1 o'clock or nearly 1 o'clock, they do not have all of their test results back. So how do they manage practice this afternoon and beyond? And we'll see what he has to say about where his team is from a testing standpoint on Wednesday.
Yeah, and they did the same thing coming out of the Arkansas game where they chose not to practice on Sunday following that road game as well. So it's something Tennessee's done the last couple of road games by not practicing. I'm with you. I think that he was not as firm on JG. I think this lends itself to it being Harrison Bailey's job come Saturday against Vanderbilt. I think when you go back and review it, these catastrophic plays, and Jeremy and the staff have given Jarrett probably more opportunities than anybody else would have. But I think you go back and look at that game. I mean, Tennessee's either going to be tied at 13 or they're going to be leading 17-13. Instead, they're down 20-10, and just something they couldn't recover from.
Yeah, you just can't make that mistake. You can't have the bust that they have, had in the secondary. I mean, that's the thing. When they've made mistakes, it seems like they've been catastrophic. The turnovers have come going into the end zone, or they've come deep in their own territory, or an interception's been returned for a touchdown. It's not just been an interception where a guy gets tackled right there. It has been a catastrophic type play. So we'll see. I thought the final thing for me that was interesting is he talked about, Jared managing the run game. You got to have a quarterback manage the run game. Maybe they don't get enough credit for all that stuff. But then he comes back and says, we've kept it really simple by design so that, we kind of didn't beat ourselves against other teams. Other teams had to beat us. So how much management of the run game is there? If it's a really simple deal, and you're just counting numbers and flipping a play, how hard is that to manage? Versus how much is Jared's experience really helping this run game go? I thought that was a little bit confusing and a little bit hazy in what he was trying to say there when talking about, Harrison Bailey. Clearly he likes some of the things Bailey has done. I still think it feels like in his comments, Austin, that he doesn't think Harrison is ready to play, but maybe it's time to play him even if he's not 100% ready.
Yeah, the time has come for number 15. So we will see if Tennessee does indeed take the practice field this afternoon. I'm assuming they are, Brandon. He acted like it would be just status quo and business as usual. But they are awaiting test results. And if anybody's learned anything from the Clemson FSU deal, is probably to be safe than sorry. If you don't have test results back on again, maybe you just shouldn't practice, just to be safe. And that means you just miss a day. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price. This has been the 2-minute drill for Monday.